Hello, 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 everybody. We've got a fun card today. This is a little interactive card, and we're going to finish creating this one together, but just showing you the fun base of this card. So instead of doing a single flip up, we've got 3 separate flaps. Look at that, and that's so much fun. So 3 separate flaps that are going on, and you could do this with a regular card, but the dimensions I'm giving you to do this particular card are for the Slimline card, and I'm going to give you all of them verbally together, and then after I'm done, I'll input in the dimensions. I have them all written down right here, so I'll be putting those up. I use the Summer Vibes stamp and die set, and this is actually a card kit. And in the card kit, they give you 4 cards with all the instructions. You get the stamps, you get the dies, you get the papers. You also get these little hearts, which they show on here. We're not using those, but I wanted to show you guys another way of using this card. The only thing that's not in the kit is this printable right here, which will be available in my store very soon. So it's another little sneaky preview of a fun printable stamp, basically, that I have sized, and you can size it however you want, but it fit perfectly on this particular card. Hello, everybody. Hi, Lakita. Hi, Frosted Peppermint. Hello, hello. Okay, so let me show you how to build the card. And the cool thing about this particular card is that think of all the cute stamp sets that you have, all the cute phrases. Think about those stamps that are about that size, and we're going to finish this. I love the stitching on this one, so we're going to actually do that for all of these. But think of all those stamps that you have, and you put a sentiment in the middle, or you could do 2 sentiments and then a singular stamp. You could go so many different directions, and all you have to do is layer cute papers, and this makes this card so versatile. Like, this is a super, super versatile card. Okay. When you're making a slimline card, you need to have a sheet of paper, and I've already folded it. And this comes from an 8.5 by 11. I got to pull out my thing. And this is the only tool you need. This is it. Let me try and get all the other mess out of the way so it's easier to see what I'm doing. So, and maybe a pair of scissors. That's it. I got to have my directions right here so I know what I'm doing. Okay, let me make sure that you guys can see everything. There I go. Now I'm all in frame. Okay. Isn't that the cute, sweet theme? I love it. Okay. So, sorry, I'm all excited. You guys get me all excited. All right. So when you have your 8.5, this is 8.5, right? You flip it over, and then you're going to cut it to be 7.5. So it's 7.5 by 8.5. You're going to fold it with the 8.5 this way and fold long ways. Okay. That's how you make your slimline card. Super easy. From here, open this up. Now, this works best, I will have to say, if you have a straight blade razor. So it's not a rotary blade. So this particular thing works with straight razor. Now, if you do not have that and you have a rotary blade, but you have a scoring tool, this works the same way. And then all you need to go in is wherever you scored it, just use your scissors to cut out. And basically all we're doing is we're making this little cutout section right here. Okay, super, super simple. So the first cut, and the easiest way I can tell you, I have it all written down here, is you're going to go to 2 3/4, or go to 3 inches, right? All right, so it's not exactly 3 inches. Each one of these inch marks, this is a little tutorial here, there are 16 little, they're 16ths between in 1 inch. The first cut you're going to do is at, oh, I got to get my measurements here, is at 13/16. So if this is 16, then they go 15, 14, 13. So that's 3 tick marks back. It's 1 tick mark more than 3/4. So if you just can remember 2 and 13/16. And I know it's a weird number, but it's because the side of the card. Do you know how long I spent figuring out the math on this one? It was a mess. Oh my God, it was crazy, but it works. Okay. So you stick your little thing there, and you come in, and you're going to cut all the way up, and make sure you have the fold mark, and you're going to go all the way up, which is at 4 1/4. All right, now you move this to 15/16. So it's 2 ticks over, right? So two little pieces over is the best way to describe it, and drop it down. And that is that little flap right here that we're going to cut out, right? Now, the easiest thing for me to do, and so you don't have to remember tons and tons of measurements, these flaps are all the same size. Just flip your card over and do the exact same cut. Instead of trying to remember all the different markings, just flip the card over and do the same thing. So you're going to go to the 13 and you cut up. Notice I'm not moving my blade. I stay there. I go 2 ticks over because then I know it's exact same height. And then I just go down. So I go up one way and then down the other way. And that's it. It seems complicated, but it's actually, no, I'm not using a die because I know there's a super, super cute dies out there, but I was like, how can I make this kind of a fun card without having to make a die, without having a die? And I was like, you know what? I got a blade. I can do measurements. I can figure out that. And so I figured all that out for you guys. And then just come in here and cut. And just cut those little strippies off. Boop. And there it is. There's your card. And you got the 3 flaps. Ta-da! Isn't that cool? I just thought that was fun. So now you've got like this really cool, and here's the best part. You could do your card going this way, right? So there's so many, you could do vertical with this, or you can go horizontal. And these match up perfectly. I spent a lot of time making sure that these are symmetrical because it makes a big difference. I think it makes a huge difference in the look of the card when it looks very symmetrical. And I just thought it was super adorable. And you just need your blade, just need your cutting blade. So, so easy. And then this is the best part. Like those are the weird measurements from here on out. And here I've got all my pieces cut. All my little pieces I cut for you guys and to see me cut. So from here on out, and I'm going to start layering, I decided I wanted to have, I picked out the colors that were in, I thought these were look at the cutest colors. So you can kind of see the full gambit here. We have this beautiful orange, it's like sherbet. And then we have this minty color, the darker pink, the lighter pink, and then I just use white. And there was white paper in the kit as well, so you could definitely use that and go along with that. So I just thought that was cool. The only thing I did not use is, because I did not want this to be a summer card. I wanted to show you guys how you could use this kit a different way. The back side is all these little summer papers, but you could totally use that. I mean, that would be a really, really cute. Think of all those background papers, all those really bright and busy background papers. Super cute for some of these panels. Oh, you're most welcome. This is where I have fun. I enjoy like fiddling. It was a little frustrating because I kept messing it up and this middle section kept being way wider. I'm like, what, how am I messing this up? Where? And then I realized I was just measuring wrong and I was being silly and anyway. So for this particular card, I'm changing up the colors. I didn't want to have the exact same color scheme as I did. And I'm also going to do 2 of the darker color and then 1 of the lighter. So you can really play with your panels here, right? So I'm just kind of building my card right now. I also thought, and you could totally leave the inside of your card white. So you could leave this part white, but I thought it was kind of cool that I could see that hint of the other color in the middle there. So I cut an entire full panel and slid that in. So that's going to be on the inside, right? So I have a full inside. And I was really thinking, well, I can flip this panel over and I can have a fun color. So I decided, where's all my, oh, here it is. I'm like, where's my other green? So I decided to do the green again because I thought the green was really pretty in here. And it had kind of a cool texture, right? And then, where am I? I'm messing up somewhere. I had a different color. These all go here. Maybe I messed up. Maybe I have different colors here. I thought I had it. No, I had the green on top. Did I have the green on top? I don't remember. Well, it doesn't matter. You can play around with it. Try to remember what I did. I had it all laid out and then I lifted it up and I screwed it up basically. You know what? We'll do 3 different colors on the bottom. Whatever. I thought I had a different color. Maybe it flew out. Whatever. All right. You can have fun. I had a different, I didn't want this color. I might cut another one because there's already the light pink back there. So I think I was trying to do an orange here and I don't know where my orange went because it was just too, I didn't want to match too much. So I can, oh, I probably threw it in my bag. This is my bag of extra. I'm sorry, you guys are seeing me hunting. I hate doing this, but I really need that card. I'm going to cut another one real fast. See, I just used all the little pieces left over of stuff. And so that's a great way to use up some of your scraps too, because these are not huge panels. So I wrote this down here. The big panel right here is 3.5 by 2.5. The layer that fits on top of that is 2 1/4 and 3 1/4. And the cool thing about this paper is that you got 2 sides, right? So you can go lighter, so you can see a little bit of the difference here, or you can go darker. And then this panel here is 2 by 3. So there's a lot of little pieces of paper. This is a great use up your scraps thing. I think it's pretty awesome. Okay, so let's start building. Now that I've got all that mess on here, we're going to flip this over. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to decide, and this is my top panel here. I'm going to decide, and I want to do the darker color, I think. No, yeah. And maybe for the other side, I'll flip it and I'll do the lighter color. So there's just a little bit of a darker tone on one side than the other. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my elements here, line them up. So hopefully everybody's having an amazing day today. It is hot, hot, hot here in Texas. My kids start school tomorrow at home, online, digital. Everything's online. And then I was trying to debate how I wanted it. Now, on this first card, I'm going to go ahead and layer this on here. So look how cute. And I actually did the lighter color of the orange. I didn't do the bright, bright, bright. I did the softer orange. I thought that looked really pretty too. Play around, think about all the fun, like those Bow Bunny papers, if you have them, how they have the dots and the swirls, or just pull out colors of cardstock that match really well, or you can grab this kit. I mean, I love trying to show you guys ways to use up your stash, and this is a great use up your stash card. Are the schools doing remote right now? So our school district, and I'm going to do that while I'm cutting, our school district, so I don't want that other orange, is doing only remote, so at home for the first 3 weeks. And then we have the option of sending our kids back to school unless they change things, but there's been rumors, at the end of the 3 weeks, they had the option of having the kids go back to school or staying remote. And the parents had to decide by July 31st what our plans were. And we had to pick right away what we were going to do. I don't know if I want to put that stuff there, but I'm just throwing it on there. So we had to make that choice, and we had to go online and decide all that stuff. And then we had to then from there figure out, I think I'm going to keep the same concept that I had before. So you had to pick one way or the other, and that was for the first 9 weeks. So you've only decided for the first 9 weeks of school, because we do quarters. So we have 2 quarters in a semester. So, but rumors having it that after the 3-week mark, everybody's pretty for sure that we're all going to be staying home, because we're seeing other school districts, not in Texas, because we're in Texas, but across the nation that are having problems, and they're shutting back down again. And so I don't know. In our cases where we're kind of a hot spot. So it just seems, I don't know. It's a big, I don't know, is the bottom line. All right. So you know what? I'll cut these first, and then we'll color them, and I'll show you what I did when I colored these. So these are the stamps that came with the set. Super cute. I'm just die cutting them out real fast. And you know what? We're going to actually finish building this card. So I'll put this one off to the side right now, because I've already got this guy kind of built out. So that way you're not seeing me just do a whole bunch of tape, tape, tape. You kind of get the idea. All right. So I've die cut these guys out. And to color them, I already had a set. When I colored this one, I know you guys probably didn't want to hear all about my school business with my kids. I tell you what, and everybody I've talked to in my neighborhood about the school stuff, everybody's chose to keep their kids home for the first 9 weeks. I have not talked to a single person who says, yeah, we're sending them in. Now, even teachers have said kids are staying home, and they figured out a way to, even though they're teaching, to have their kids stay home. So I'm like, there you go. Goliad, they pushed everything back to August 19th instead of today. And the parents had a choice to face-to-face or remote. At this point, I got it as homeschooled. Yeah, well, I mean, my son he's starting freshman. He's a high schooler. And I'm just going to color while we're chatting. And I'm just going to color swatch to make sure I have the right color. So they actually, for everybody who is secondary school, I guess they figured out in the budget how to do this, because they're not spending money on other things, and they already had a lot of them. They had class sets, these Chromebooks. So every secondary student, so grade 6 through grade 12, got issued their own Chromebook. Now, it doesn't have internet access built in. You have to, hook up to Wi-Fi somewhere. But they're saying, you could go somewhere. You could even come up to the school and sit in the parking area. I don't know how they're going to do that for some kids that don't have Wi-Fi at home, but I don't know. I guess you could go to the library or go sit in a cafe, but that's just not helping social distance either. So we have it, so I'm not concerned, but for us, but I'm just thinking of other families. So I just decided to pick out colors. Sorry, going back to the little chit chat of what's going on, but it's like a huge hot button topic right now for everybody about what's everybody doing for schools if you've got kids. So he's got his Chromebook, and then we have 2 other computers. So every kid in my family has a dedicated spot they can sit in front of and do schoolwork all day. So whereas the end of last year, we had 1 computer that all the kids were sharing. We figured out a different way. So here we have, these are just my Arteza. These are my brush pens, and I picked them because I had the most colors that we're going to fit within this realm. I looked at all my Copic markers and I did not have enough colors that matched what I had, but I had enough brush pen colors. So all I did is I pick out the cone. I thought that was a pretty good cone color for like a cake cone. And now I'm just going to start doing the die. And I wasn't careful. Like I didn't care if my cones matched up. I mean, yes, same colors, but if my lollipops, what do you guys call these? Like that's obviously like, you know, soft serve, but what are these? Just Revels? Is that what my mother always used to call them? Revels, but maybe that's not the right word. I'm not sure. So I just went in and I just did a little bit of swirl, and I think the brush pen was really easy because I have a nice fine tip. So just, you know, follow the swirl, and I didn't do that one very perfectly. And then I would do 2 to 3 of the swirls in one color, set that color off to the side, and then pick up another color. And if you notice all the colors I picked up, I had plenty. Popsicle, there's the word. Oh my gosh, yes, that is a popsicle. I'm stupid. See, as my brain is totally fried from everything. But I tell you what, last night as I was doing this, I was so concentrating. And I had a little chat yesterday on my live winners video about art therapy. And even though I'm totally stressed out about all the stuff that's going on with school and all the different things the kids have to do. Oh, that's a really similar color. I might only do 2 of these. I should have tested that one. I'm being silly. As I was making and figuring out all the different measurements for this card, I already knew what I wanted to do. I just had to sit down and do the measurements. Everything else went out the window. I was not thinking of anything else. I wasn't stressed about all the other stuff. I was stressed about the card a little bit because I was like, my measurements aren't right. But I wasn't super stressed about any of the other stuff. I just kind of engrossed myself into what was happening. And kind of like right now, as I'm just doing a little bit of some coloring on this and just, you know, kind of getting into it. There's definitely something about art therapy. And so we were chatting about that yesterday. We had a little heart to heart, and I'm going to come in with another color just to add a little bit of lightness in here. That's really similar to the cone. It might actually be the cone color. So I'm going to come in with one other color at the bottom. Let's see what this color is. Yeah, that's good. It's a nice pink. But it's a different pink than what's there. So I just played around with the colors. I just found colors that, and then when I kind of colored it, like, does that look good with the paper? Yep. All right, I'm using it. And that's where I got all my colors from for this. And then I'm going to turn, this is going to be, I think it's almost the same color. It's just a little popsicle. And you got the idea. I don't want to bore you with coloring. So you get the idea, just coloring it up and having fun. If you wanted to color the inside of the popsicle as well, you totally could. Your call. Dun, dun, dun. All right, so on here, what I did is I have, for this particular card, I have a Sweet Day, which is the principle that I printed out. That will be released very soon. It's a little sneaky peeker. I did the stitching on this border. So I did this card with all the same colors. So I did the darker, the lighter, and then the white. Same thing for all 3 layers, but I switched up what my centerpiece was. This piece I am not going to stitch because it's just too big. If I had a smaller sentiment that was inside of there, that's why I decided to stitch it. I felt like it filled up the space because this just looks a little too empty to me. That's just me. Totally. If you had a bigger stamp or something, or maybe you love the cleanness of that, awesome. But I like stitching. That's just me. It's my thing. So I just love the cool, it's so simple, dot, dot, dot. You can have fun with this. You can also think of all those, for lack of a better term, project life cards or journal cards. There's so many fun little designs. Sometimes they have little squares. Those would be super cute in these little blanks here. Think of all the stamp sets that you guys have. So many fun, like just singular designs, fun little sentiment, a nice big sentiment, cute little, like these aren't very big stamps. These are actually kind of small. I have them on my Misty. Where's my Misty? My Misty is vanished. No, it's just hiding under something. So the actual stamps, and this thing is a mess. They're not very big. I mean, they're pretty small stamps. See, not very big. So it's kind of nice. Pop that back on there so I don't lose them. And they do come with the dies, which you saw here. So that's kind of nice too. Inspired coloring some popsicles. Yes, color up those popsicles. And then for this card, I have ice cream cone and popsicle, and then lift up. And then in the stamp set, there was also a stay cool. And I decided, because the color matched so beautifully, this is all a close to my heart thing. So they had a lagoon, and I just got this. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I'll try it. So they had a stay cool stamp, and I stamped it in the stay cool. And I was like, that looks really pretty. So it's a great way to use some of your colored. If you can get the right matching color for paper and ink, then start stamping some of your colors or your words and have them in there. So since I had ice cream cone here, I'm going to flip the ice cream cone to be over there and then put the popsicle there. And for those, I do have it handy. I'm just going to use my little sticker maker here, and I can put these both in at the same time so I don't waste so much of this. I try not to waste as much as possible, but sometimes I get so involved with creating, I'm just like, I don't know. But it makes these turning into stickers. Okay, I want to make sure I don't screw this up. Ice cream cone popsicle. Here we go. And try and center this as best as possible. You could do a totally different one on this stamp set. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? There was also a snow cone and a watermelon. So I could do all 4 panels, a different something. I just stuck with these 2 just for fun. This one also had all you need is love and sprinkles. That would be another really cute sentiment to stick on there. So 3 sentiments would be neat. Yeah, so there's so many ways that you can play around with this. I mean, the sky's the limit about how you decide to build up this card. So you could do a single sentiment, open it up, and you could do an image there. So you could do like the reverse, the mirror image. So sentiment, image, image, sentiment, image, sentiment. You could do all images on the front and 3 separate sentiments on the inside. You could do all sentiments on the front and all images. I mean, there's no wrong way to do this, and every single card you make could be totally different with the same concept. So I think I'm going to go back, and all 3 of these are going to be stitched. I just don't want to bore you with that because I want to show you guys a little bit of a different version on this one. So we're just going to build the top right now. So we have the top, and I just had my ice cream cones. Oh, no, I cut them up and we put them on there. So let me just finish this guy real fast, and then we can build. Oh no, I probably don't even remember what color this was. That's not the right one. I should have finished coloring it so I didn't screw up which one. That's the right one. Okay. Oops, oops, oops. That would have been bad. But you know what? It would have been a different one. And this one, I might do something different. And all I need to do is stamp a couple more, and I'm ready to go. I didn't do many other colors for stamps. Sorry, like I didn't do many other printables. I didn't get any organized here, but I have lots of the same one. Here we go. And maybe just for fun, since I have the hot pink, we'll do the hot pink in the middle. So you can play around with this and have fun with it. This is not the best coloring job, but you get the idea. It's kind of a crappy coloring job. All right, and then we're going to die cut this out. Try to get this all planned out, but you guys know how to build the card now. We're just playing around and having fun and really having a blast, just kind of changing up the orientations of everything. And then die cut this out. I love my little mini maker because it's nice and big, and I can run tons and tons. I can actually layer a whole bunch of stuff at one time. It cuts beautifully. It's nice and small. It fits on my desk. So while I'm working, it's just right there. And it's got the metal plate, which gives it a much better, I don't have to worry about it didn't cut all the way through. It cuts beautifully. So how should we do this? So we can do ice cream cone. You guys have an opinion? I mean, I can always cut out, I could do another popsicle, and I can do a third popsicle over here. So I could actually color a third popsicle, right? Making me want a dreamsicle. That's the word I was thinking, not rebel, dreamsicle. That's the word I was like, there's another, yes, it is a popsicle, but dreamsicle, because it's orange, right? The one I did was orange. So it just reminded me of a dreamsicle. So just play around with it, have fun. Like those can go there. When they're not glued down, it gets kind of all funky looking. But here we have those pieces. Then I did cut the other orange here. I mean, so you could do this. You could do something like that. And I don't have everything laid down right now, but you see, have a sweet day. Let me build the bottom up without putting the top. So you can build everything you want. And let me put this piece down too. So this is just a big piece that fits exactly on the bottom. You don't have to do this part. You could totally leave this part out. The stage, but it's just, I thought, ooh, and which color do I want to do? Which one did I do on the top? Oh, I didn't add one. Oh no, I did add one to the top. I did the darker, so I'm going to do the lighter on the bottom. So it's kind of changing up the colors is nice too. Oh, and a little birdie has told me that Xyron they were on furlough for a while. They kind of stopped production. They're based out of Arizona, and they wanted to be safe with everybody, and so they kind of set everybody home on furlough. But I've heard that they are kind of getting back into the swing of things. So that way everybody can go back to work. So I did the darker orange. I'm going to do lighter orange. And then here I'm going to do the lighter. So I'm just going to flip them. So it's the opposite colors than what is on the front. And then it's just a matter of, oops, I'm going to do this first. So I'm going to put this piece on here first. So have fun with your colors, play around with it. And if it's too like, oh my God, that's way too many different things happening at one time, then just don't add so many colors. Just stick to like 2 or 3. Oh, I was going to do it the other way, but that's okay. Once I have the first one lined up, it makes the rest of them go a little simpler. I also love cards where I feel like I'm using up a lot of my supplies, because I don't know about you guys, but I feel like I have so much paper specifically that I love being able to use up my paper. I'm like, yes. And if I use up like an entire like pack of something, I'm like, I have succeeded. I have used my supplies. I don't know if you guys feel the same way or not. It's one of those weird things. So what do you guys think? I really love the idea of the sentiments, but I just feel like it's too much. Maybe I can do that. Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. So let's put the have a sweet day. Still like that in the middle. I think 2 sentiments on the front, especially this particular sentiment, because it's so bold, is just a little bit too much. And then we'll put this here. There we go. So let me go ahead and put this down. And one thing I did do, I think this is how I'm going to change this. So it's going to look very similar to the front. Actually, you know what I can do? And I'm going to hijack it. Pretend I didn't just steal this, but I want to show you what the difference is. So I'm going to put this guy here. Oh, I'm going to pop that one up, actually. So I'll stamp another one here in a minute, but I wanted to finish it. I know what's supposed to go in that spot, so I'm good. So it's just changing it up a little bit. From what is there, it's just something different. I think I've made so many cards now that I'm always kind of on the hunt for like, what's a little different than what I've already made? So I've got just some pop dots left over. This is a section that I haven't finished. And I'm going to pop up all of my top elements. You don't have to do this if this is something that you want to pop in the mail. Oh, there's something on that. I don't have, oh, I do have another card. This one's got something yucky on it. This one's nice and clean. We're going to use that one. So if you want to be able to put this in the mail, because we've already got lots of layers of papers on here, if you wanted to keep this flat and not pop these up, totally can. No problem there. Or pop them up and add a little bit of interest. I'm popping mine just because it adds something fun and a little more interest than just flat. But whatever you want to do. If you notice, I did a bad stamp job, so I flipped it over and stamped on the other side. Something. Now I really want to go get a dreamsicle. You guys are making me think, like, I'm looking at all these releases and it's so hot. Oh my God, we actually have a heat advisory today. It's so blinkingly hot. It's gross outside. No, I did ice cream. I'm going to change it up. Ice cream cone there. And then popsicle is going on the other side. And I think I'm going to stitch this one as well. I'm just kind of building it so you guys can see what it looks like. So yeah, just pop these up. I'm not worried about the little ending piece there. There we go. And so pretend these are stitched, or you could leave it unstitched, whatever you want to do. And then on the inside is where I'm going to put another popsicle or dreamsicle or ice cream cone or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, there's two different versions. Popsicle, dreamsicle, those are interchangeable. This one I'm going to do Have a Sweet Day on both of these. And you can use up all your fun sentiments. I think that's the best part of this. You don't have to worry about that. And so that's what this one would look like. And maybe I'll change that out. I don't know if I like the Stay Cool in there, but you get the idea. So you can really kind of change up and then picture one more popsicle. Oh, that's why I had this. All right, so just for grins and giggles, I'm going to change that so it doesn't have the mucky. Oh, here's one. See, I cut a ton of these out because I wasn't sure what I was putting where. And it's so easy to cut because there's just 2x3s, right? They're nice and easy. So when you have all, if you have all these little pieces all laid out, you could build this card once you get the main card done. You could sit there and you could just build and then go, okay, I want to put that there, with that there, that there. And it's kind of fun that, look, the background's all the same color, but then we changed up the mid mat. This is all white, so it still looks nice and clean. You could add so many colors. Christmas cards. These would be super cute as Christmas cards. So lots of fun. Just take a look. Aren't they adorable? And they're fun to open because you're like, oh, what's in there? What's in there? Pretend that's there. What's in there? And then these ones I would all stitch. So let me stitch around the Stay Cool so you can get an idea of what that looks like, because it's kind of sometimes hard to imagine. And the more that this stays flat, the reason why this is kind of popping up a little bit is because I put this right up against there. So if you wanted to trim this, instead of being exactly 4.5, and this is 4 1/4, you could go just one tiny sliver smaller than that, a 1/16 smaller, and butt it up against the bottom, and then this wouldn't have as hard of a job closing. So if you just made this a tiny, tiny, tiny bit smaller. So just to show you guys what that stitching looks like, to give you an idea. And here's the other fun thing. I could stitch this one and leave these two unstitched. So you can play around with some of the designs on it too and kind of have fun with that. And I really did not use any pattern paper on this, but you could totally have fun with some pattern paper. I mean, the most pattern paper I did was that swirly one, but I really wouldn't call that a pattern paper. It's not enough of a pattern to me to constitute a pattern paper. That's just a solid swirl paper. That's the best way to describe that one. So look, isn't that cool? I just think it adds a little something to the card. So that is our tutorial for today. Little flip up, fun fold cards. Ta-da! And I know I didn't finish this one, but you'll get the idea. I'll finish this after we're done. I just need to put in another Stay Cool on here with the lagoon, and then in here add, I don't know, what do you guys think? Should I add a popsicle or should I add a ice cream cone to go in there? I haven't decided yet. Or the other thing I could do is that I could pop this off. Okay. And I could do the popsicle in here flat, and I could do 2 ice cream cones. So here's the 2 ice cream cones. It says Stay Cool. Open it up like, oh, there's a popsicle. Ta-da! Oh, how wonderful. Hi, Bonnie. Oh, look at all the people. We got Belinda. We got Lakita. We got Bonnie. Oh, snow cone. I'll put a snow cone in. Yeah, I could do the other one. Manisha, hello, everybody. I haven't had a chance to say hi to everybody who's jumped on. So yeah, I could totally, because the snow cone was in the other, there was a third one. So I could do the snow cone that would go in there. So I could really play around with it. The watermelon to me really screams summer. So I was trying to get away from the summer, and I was just trying to hit on the sweet and be sweet, you know, have a sweet day, stay cool, you know, kind of hitting that vibe with it, which to me is like a year-round scenario. So do you want me to do a snow cone right now? I mean, we can do a snow cone. I already have all the colors out. I just need to get my stamps out. There we go. Oh no! So let's do that. Let me put the popsicle back and I'll do the snow cone on the inside. And we'll stamp a snow cone and I'll stamp another Stay Cool too. Do that too. Just to get it done. Snow cone. Let's see what the snow cone looks like. So let me get these guys off of here. And then that's my last stamp. I don't think I needed anything else because I finished everything. Yep. No, just those two. Yay, and then the cards are done. It's a fun feeling when it's like, oh, it's done. It's done. I'm putting my stamps on my my image so I don't lose them. All right, and I need some paper. Here's some paper. And let's go ahead. Oh, this is going to be white at the top. I haven't stamped this yet. This is the first time I've stamped this. This has got like a gap in the middle of it. Look, I can stick my finger through. It's kind of cool. So we'll see how that looks. So it's going to be very white on top. Oh, and I'm going to come back to that because I'm going to do this one in black. So just to look at the snow cone they did here, how did they get that to be colored? I don't know. But there we go. Oh, I'm stupid. It's got a hole in it. It's not that it won't be stamped because you're going to die cut the whole thing. I am so silly. It's just that's the part that's black. Erin, you are, oh, the other thing I could do, nah, it's going to look funny. I could stamp this in the teal. Maybe I'll do both just to have it take a look and a difference. Because I'll do the teal for the other color. So just to kind of see how that looks. Do I need a second one? Yeah, I'm going to go a second time. So just to show how I could do this in the teal color, but I don't have the colors. Oh, I'll decide. Sorry, this is my brain thinking while I'm going along and I'm like, what am I going to do? All right, I'm just taking that extra paper and cleaning off because I don't have a stamp cleaner handy. This is my impromptu stamp cleaning. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to put stamp here, move this down, keep that there, and then we're going to do the Stay Cool. And we're going to do both of these in that lagoon color. So we're going to flip it, do both. Ah, that really helps to stamp with, you know, the side that doesn't have any ink on it. I'm probably getting black on my stamp. No, that's okay. So just got a hint of a darker color in there. I'm okay with it, but I love the Stay Cool in that lagoon color. I think it looks fun because it somehow, oh, that's pretty good. I just missed a tail. There. So now it looks like the cones in more of that teal color. I'm not sure. Are the stamps yes, they're photopolymer. Yippers. So I'm like, why is there a hole in it? How can they color it? It's because that's just where the black parts are. So they just stayed, like, you know, saved a little bit of money by not filling up the entire stamp when you didn't need to because it's just a gap. So now it's time to color. Now I haven't decided which one looks better. I don't have any of the teal color, so I'd have to figure out. Normally, I think I would do orange for the snow cone flavor, but it could go either way. Do you guys like the black one or do you like the lagoon colored one? Which one? I'll color both and see. I don't know if I'm going to like it with the teal or the lagoon on the top because I'm coloring over it and it's going to look funny, but I could be wrong. I'm just going to do the black one to begin with. Somehow I can't color and talk at the same time. So there's that. Oh, and then I can do a color on the bottom. We'll do the orange. All right, I'll do the lagoon in a minute. Let me just do this one first. I can see the difference between the two. I have to be very careful with black. If I color over it, no big deal, right? Because it's just black and you can't see the color. With the lagoon one, I have to be super careful about where I'm placing. So I don't have to be as careful on this one right now. So, but I do have to with the other one. Okay, I think I'm going to do a pink on the bottom. All right, super careful coloring now. Otherwise you get that blended look. I don't want to do that. You guys are making me be very careful here. Not for the faint of heart, ladies and gentlemen, if any gentlemen are watching. I don't know. What do you think of that? Does that look fun? You could go, I mean, it's really whatever you want to do with it. I mean, you can have fun with it. I could have left this part white. That was silly of me. I totally could have left this part white, and that would have made life a whole lot easier. I was just like, I color the other one. I have to color this one too. Not necessarily. Just what I did. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. Did a pretty decent coloring job on that one. And then we will do, I'll flip it. I'll do the orange on the top. And for this, I'm not going to try and get through all those little things. So I'm just going to color over them, and they're going to look a little darker, and that's okay. So a hint when you're coloring, turn your paper so you don't have to worry about turning your hand, and you get a much, especially with a brush pen like this, or just with any pen, and that way I can get really good lines, and I'm not trying to get all, I'm a little more careful, I think is the best way to describe it, if I move the paper. So there it is. So which one looks better? The black one or the Lagoon one? I'm not sure. Which one do you like better? Let's die cut this sucker out. Oh, I put the die. Oh, the other really cool thing, I love it whenever I get my close to my heart. It comes with a magnetic thing on the back. So I think that looks really fun because it's already there. So snow cone, I need to grab a snow. Oh, it's right here. So I heard Lagoon. Both, I still like teal. Okay, well, we'll go with Lagoon. So choose your own adventure. This is an interactive video. You guys are picking and making the choices here. Where is my, I had washi tape somewhere. Okay, I'll grab the other one. Oh, this is the one I was using anyway. You guys should see my desk. It is just, it's like a bomb has hit it when I'm creating. I need to get a bigger desk is the bottom. And that's the stupid part is I'm gonna say, I need a bigger desk. So this looks better when it's all done. And then as soon as I get a bigger desk, it's gonna look like an even bigger bomb has hit it but I actually have in the works and we are working on it. My husband and I, he's helping me. We are redesigning my studio. So I'm not gonna be doing 100% just face down videos. We're gonna be doing some videos where it's like what I would call Martha Stewart style, where you're facing me. And so, but I got to rearrange my studio to do that, and my whole filming setup and everything. And I got to change and get a different desk. And so that is all things that are coming. So I'm going to go ahead and do the dark one as well, the black one that's on here with the black ink, just so when I place it on there, you guys can see, and then we can make the choice. Sometimes it might look super cute the way it is. And then you put it on there and you're like, oh, but it might also look 100% exactly the way we want it. So that's the beautiful thing. And guess what? Now I have that piece that I can use for a different card because I might want to change up from the other one because I never used the snow cone in the other card. Okay. So we are going to stick this Be Cool or Stay Cool right there. And just for grins and giggles, I'm just going to go ahead and use my tape runner for that. Okay. There it is. Stay cool. I just love it in that lagoon. I think it looks so pretty in the lagoon. Oh, I'm off camera a little bit. So pretty. Okay, so this is the first card. The only thing I have left to do for the first card is add my stitching, or I could leave it plain, whatever I want to do. Here is the second card. Again, I think I want to do the stitching on these, but I'll save that for you guys. You don't have to see that here. And then we have to make the choice. So here is the black one. And then here is, I think I like the lagoon too, guys. We're going to go with lagoon. I think it looks cool. So keep that. Oh, what is on there? There's like gunk on there. Yuck. Yucky, yucky. So try it out. Don't always I always default to black when I'm stamping things and then I color them in. But look at that. That looked pretty darn cute. I think that looks awesome. And then I am going to stitch that one. So I'm going to stitch this right now just because I want to see how that looks. And so cutie cards. I love it. What do you guys think? Are these fun? I'd love to know, and please let me say something right now. What designs, I mean, I know I've done like sweet stuff, but would you do a Halloween card? Would you do a birthday card? I mean, would you guys use this design again? Or are you just enjoying watching me make it? So I think that lagoon looks so pretty. I really do. I mean, I totally will use this for something else, but I think the lagoon, I think this softness, what gets me is that this looks so, this looks very Halloween now that I'm looking at it, super Halloween because it's orange and black. And this one just looks a little softer and a little bit more, I don't know, sweeter is the best way to describe it. So there it is. Super cute. Let me clean off all the mess out here. So there we go. You haven't made any Slimline cards yet. Oh, you would do a Halloween one. Like you could do Christmas. Yeah, you could have all kinds of fun. Slimline cards, I've just started kind of making them. And I think they're a lot of fun because it gives you a different space to work in, which is why I think everybody's like, oh yeah, because you're so used to working. For instance, if you're working in an A2 size card, you're used to that particular rectangle. But you can also do it like a 6x6 card. Those are kind of fun. But then you can also do a larger rectangle, which would be like your greeting card size, or you have slimlines. They're all kind of fun. Just playing, because right now, what's the only thing really truly that I have to think about in terms of design? I have to think about what looks good in this small little space. So the smaller you get in your little design piece, and by layering colors, it looks really sweet. The bigger of a space you work with, the more you're like, oh, what do I put in there? So break it up. It makes it so simple. But Slimline cards are awesome if you want to build a scene. They're really fun that way. I mean, you really can kind of play around with it. And just like any other card, you just have to think of it a little bit differently in terms of designs. And the nice thing right now is that so many different designers and card makers and just, paper crafters in general are kind of playing around with this concept. And so, oh, you're right. The lagoon does match the stay cool. That's right. So there's a lot of inspiration right now. Whereas, a year ago there wasn't. So it's something different. And I think that's kind of the fun thing. We're all kind of like stuck in our ruts and sometimes. And so it's a fun difference and change of pace. But I mean, are you guys interested in more Slimline cards, or are you wanting to go back to more of the other kind? I think I kind of like playing around with both of them. So there we go. So yeah, super fun, just easy. It's a little fun interactive bit, and it's not hard to cut. If you guys missed the beginning of the video, where I showed how to do the cutting of this, it is just using your paper trimmer. There's no special die needed, and I've given the dimensions. I will do that as soon as we log off here. I will put these dimensions for where to cut and also for the mats on here. I'll pop them in there. Oh, more Slimline. Okay, I'll go back and forth. I'll do a little bit of both, but yeah, Slimline's kind of fun. Maybe we'll throw in some other size cards too, because I tended to do mostly A2 size cards, but it's kind of cool to do something different. So thank you guys so much. Links for the supplies are down in the information section. Don't forget to be safe, have fun, stay sweet. Please give this video a thumbs up. I truly appreciate you guys all being here. And thank you so much for the awesome chats. Oh, thank you, Bonnie. I appreciate that. Yeah. And I will put the dimensions as soon as I'm done up in the information section. And have an awesome, amazing day. Bye, everybody.